Good morning, welcome back to casa.texpina. We're on build day number 199. We're almost there, we're getting there. It is a muggy Wednesday morning, hump day. We've got our general labor crew here on site today. So we're gonna walk around here shortly and show you where everybody's at. So let's get started. Good morning. So we're going to go ahead and walk around. You can see Mr. Henry is busy still sanding doors. So he had the filler put on, so now he's in sealer. Now he's sanding it back down, getting ready for the next step. Alright, let's go ahead and continue in. Mr. Ricky is doing body filling on the metal. He's getting this all sanded down, ready to accept paint. So you can see they put in the epoxy up here in the corners, just like they did on the gates out there. So same process. Anytime we got a little bit of fill, you gotta, anytime you got metal, you gotta fill in the corners where the welds were done. And here in the dirty kitchen, morning, Mr. Wilson is doing, what do you call that? Macias? Macilia? Yeah. So gypsum putty. It's kind of like filler for the wood. Makes it smooth so it's ready for paint. Kind of think of it like a it's like a filler for the thing, like skim coat but for wood. Okay, so that's where he's at. And our guys out here, we've got our two tilers, well, three tilers. The foreman is also one of our tilers. So we got three tilers, our couple of labor guys that are helping with the dry pack. I believe the foreman's idea today is to continue with the kitchen area here and the breakfast nook. So he's going to close off this. He's going to close off this entire section here and try to finish this out today. So let's go see where everybody else is at. I'll follow Mr. Willie down here. Mr. Willie is continuing with the staircase. We're still working on some of the kick plates on the front of the stair treads, and once those are done, we're going to go back up and redo we're going to tile the top landing here, and it's going to have the same flooring that our regular floors do. So that one's going to be the same as the regular flooring, and then everything else is going to be tile for the tread plates. Coming back through the house, our painters. Wow, they all disappeared. There were four painters here just 10 seconds ago. So we got painters over here in the bedroom. We've got painters here in the living room area. And Mr. Jojo, our other tiler, was finishing up some of the tiles out here in the front. But I believe he's waiting on materials because we're short a few pieces of tile. So almost there. We'll wait for the engineer to bring by supplies a little later today. And continuing to the back part of the room, Mr. Stanley here is continuing to paint, pardon me. And we are roughing in wiring for our vanity lights. Somehow got overlooked along the way, so they're going to do this as well over on this side. What they're going to do, or what they have done, is they poke through from the power outlet. They'll poke straight through, come up to where the let's see if you can see it right here, to where the location for the vanity light's going to be, and that's what they're going to. They'll drill a small hole, pull the wire through, and then it'll be ready for the vanity light. Okay, and in here in the master's closet, we've got two things going on. We got the painters. Mr. Rafi is going to start mud and taping the ceiling up here, and also Mr. Alex is flying solo today. And he's continuing with the cabinetry around the walk-in. So as you see, it's coming along pretty well. And over on the backyard here, we're slowly getting started with landscaping. This is the first day. Our landscapers have arrived. The first thing they're going to do is go around and kill all the weeds. So they're going to poison all the soil, make sure that we get rid of all the weeds and the grass that are currently growing here, and get rid of a lot of the excess stuff. The plan is eventually they're going to come back and put about another 1 to 2 inches of topsoil throughout the whole yard. Most of the back here is going to be grass, and then we'll have different kinds of floral arrangements around the front and around the outside of the fence line on the outside. So we'll see it as it gets put into place, but so far this is Mr. Joel and his crew. And our foreman is absolutely screaming this morning. Not at the guys either. He's moving along very quickly here in the whole kitchen area. Well, saw where we were this morning. He ain't wasting no time. Mr. Ricky's putting the prime coat on the primer on the door frames. And look at that. No bucket to stand on. All right. All right, the engineer came bearing gifts today. We got a few more tiles to be able to finish off the front porch area. And the tilers, Mr. Jojo has finished off the front entrance here. So we're going to have a good transition going from what's on the outside of the house. They're going to see this on the front part of the door, and then moving on in, this is the same flooring that'll go throughout the house. All right, and our Granite installers are back this morning, just before lunch, and they're laying out, taking the measurements to what they're going to use. They said they want to have another piece of plywood on top of this cabinet. They don't think it's going to hold, it's going to be strong enough without it, so they're going to put it on there as a precautionary measure, and then cut the quartz that we have for this to be put into place later today. So we'll take a look at this as it goes through the day. You guys are starting to work on the quartz that we're using for the kitchen. So this is for the main kitchen. This is the color down here. There's measuring, taping, cutting, and here he goes. So the guys out here doing the granite or the quartz, cutting down the quartz for making our cabinets. These are for the main kitchen area. So they've cut down different pieces, and they're piecing it together, holding together with polymer epoxies, and that's what holds it together here. So when it's all done, it's going to look like it's actually a good solid piece of material. So they got finished putting the edges on this particular one, and they're going to keep working on it a little bit more. So coming up here on the front of the house, Mr. Jojo is still working on our front porch area, working on the front lip here, the kick plate for the front entrance. This is going to be the same material that is on the top here, so it's going to come up and down. That's still going to be the same as the main flooring throughout the most of the house. All right, let's go ahead and walk in and see what else is going on. Still working on a little bit of painting up here in the living room area for the cove ceiling. Okay, let's go take a look back here. Sounds like Mr. Anay Bato. Mr. Choco is tipping out the line that's going to come up, the conduit line for wiring for our vanity lights here. Like I said before, somehow it was overlooked, but we're going to put that in now. What they're doing is, so he drilled out a hole from here through to the other side, and then he's going to come up, since we've already got the tile in place. Ah, half day. Mr. Allen's back today, this afternoon. He's continuing to work on the cabinetry for the walk-in closet. And here in the kitchen area, Mr. Marlin has been steadily moving. Almost got the area done here by the stove, and is working his way out for the breakfast nook area. 2 more to go. Okay. And you can see Mr. Stanley there in the hallway doing a little bit of sanding off of the skim coat before they start to put on the next coat of paint. Looks like Mr. Rossi is doing a little bit of mud and tape here on the inside of the powder room. There you go, now y'all can see him. We're getting all that done so we can get ready to start sanding and painting. And Mr. Willie is continuing to work the stairs. Looking good. Also down here, Mr. Gel has been painting the insides of our windowsills. So we're getting all these painted and ready for windows, which should be here hopefully by the end of the week, is what we're being told, at least partially. Not all, but some. So yeah, you can see here where the fresh paint has been put on. Ah, there he is. I found him. Look out. Miss Emmy's giving him directions. So. Our first kitchen countertop has been installed, partially, at least for the dry fit. So that's where it's coming in at. Still got a little bit of work to do yet. They're not done. It's just dry fit, and they are putting in additional supports for the breakfast bar. Want to make sure that the breakfast bar doesn't wiggle and wobble when people lean on it. So a little bit of extra bracing on the sides and a couple places in the middle will help keep this from moving. So almost the end of the day. Our guys are still working on doors. We've got the one to stain. He's staining the second one. We got 2 that have been had the sealer and filler put in and sanded. All right, coming on in. We got a very busy hallway here. We got paint on the walls. We're putting primer on the door frame, and on the inside of the dirty kitchen, we're still putting macilias, or the gypsum putty. So busy corner. Aqui lá, desculpa. All right. Lots of tile been done. Got our dry fit for the kitchen counter. We got some bracing put in on the counter so that the top of the breakfast bar is not going anywhere. Very sturdy now. Good job, Mr. Alex. Yeah, we even got additional braces underneath. Yeah, looks good. All right, let's go see where everybody else is at. Mr. Willie was working on the steps. So what he's doing is, you see where the concrete is right here? He's getting that filled in on these locations, and also the underneath of the stairs. And let's see, the painter has been going around and painting a base coat of the colored paint that they're going to use here on the window frames, or the window sills openings, with a very light off-white color that they're going to use. We should have windows in by the end of the week, at least some of the partials, so beginning to see windows. Okay, and last but not least, the guys are doing a little cleanup. That's nice. Let's see what else we got going back here. We're still working on the little bit of electrical wiring, and we had quite a bit more cabinetry move along here in the walk-in closet area. All good. Oh yes, and we also have the front finished on the tile for the front porch. That's the nice stoop landing there. The next thing that's going to happen, they're going to finish this piece here, and the section coming across here tomorrow, and that one little spot way up in the front. So that's going to get worked on tomorrow. All right, guys, it's yabba dabba do time. Guys are already packing up tools and heading out the door. Just showed you guys what everything was accomplished today. If y'all liked today's video, please give us a big thumbs up. If you'd like to see more of these videos, hit the casa.texpina star right over here, and you'll be subscribed. Hit the bell icon just below the view screen. You'll be notified of our next video upload for your viewing pleasure. So until then, we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great afternoon, and God bless.